Hi, thanks for joining me today. It's Monday, December 14th. Today we're going to talk about zombie Angelina Jolie. You may have heard about this story in the news over the weekend, but first let me turn the flames on. It's always important when you're talking about the news that you've got your flames on. But the story today is about the Instagram star zombie Angelina Jolie. Now, this is from the New York Post, reported on this on Saturday. An Instagram star who used makeup and editing to make her face look like a zombie Angelina Jolie was sentenced to a decade in an Iranian prison a year after she was arrested for her social media activities. Sahar Tabar, 19, whose real name is Fatemeh Khishvand, gained nearly 500,000 followers after posting images of her eerily gaunt face. Tabar's lawyers confirmed his client was sentenced to 10 years in prison in the past few days, the Daily Mail reported. She was charged with corruption of young people and disrespect for the Islamic Republic, according to The Guardian. She's also charged with blasphemy and inciting violence when she was arrested in October 2019, along with 3 other Instagram influencers. She's cleared of those charges. An Iranian state TV broadcast her confession in October of last year. Her attorneys tried to have her released in April after she caught COVID-19 in jail. Her Instagram account was deactivated. Quote, "Her joke landed her in jail," tweeted Iranian journalist and activist Mashi Alayad. "Her mother cries every day to get her innocent daughter freed." And her lawyer even appealed to Angelina Jolie, asking the actress and humanitarian activist to help Tabar. Quote, "Islamic Republic has a history of tormenting women. We need to be united against this gender apartheid." And so that's pretty scary that someone's being locked up for posting things on Instagram. Now, this particular influencer, she's just a kid. She's a teenager. And she would make these posts of herself as a zombie. And there's a lot of speculation that she had all kinds of plastic surgery done to make her look that way. Turns out that's not the case. She just used Photoshop and makeup. That's what she did. So she got really good at applying makeup and using Photoshop to just make herself look insane. Like even her arms, she would delete like about 2/3 of her arms, and she looked really skinny and like a freak. And she must have been really good at Photoshop because a lot of people thought it was real. Okay, that's how good she was. She should be getting a job in an agency for what she did, not being put in prison for this. But this is just an example of selective enforcement. And yet it sounds outrageous that they're doing this in Iran. But we have selective enforcement here in the United States as well. So, you can just get off your high horse for that one. Depending on who you are and what political cause you have, you're definitely treated different from law enforcement, from district attorneys, from cases being brought against people. I live here in Portland, and literally, if you are supporting the right cause, you are allowed to destroy police vehicles, and there's no consequences. You don't have to obey laws, and the district attorney doesn't even enforce when people are arrested. He just lets them out and says he's not going to prosecute. If you have the correct ideology. If you don't, then he will definitely prosecute you. So I don't see what's happening in Iran is any worse than what's happening here in the United States. I know we're comparing apples to oranges, but often these things are a little bit more complicated than they appear. There might be something else going on behind the scenes that we don't know about. I think it's a shame that anyone, if all they did was make art art pictures and post them on Instagram, that's not enough to land someone in prison. In prison for 10 years. That's insane. But we've got the same thing here. We've got a lot of selective enforcement of the laws. And it's a terrible thing, no matter where it is, in Iran or in the United States. You know, a year ago or so, I don't remember when, I did a video about 10 things I learned about Iran, just reading into it. I'll leave a link in the description. And one of the things that struck me was I found out that Zumba, right, dance fitness, was against the law in Iran. And then I was contacted by some Iranians that said, technically, right, technically it's against the law, you know, because they're shimmying and wearing tight clothes and whatnot. But in reality, there's lots of Zumba classes in Iran. You just don't flaunt it. You know, they don't put the signs out front, but there's plenty of classes, exercise classes, where women are showing up wearing yoga pants and whatnot. They just don't advertise it. They just don't put it out there in the public, but it definitely, there's a lot of secret fitness classes in Iran. So that's the important key, is you got to make sure that if you're going to break the law, that you're on the right side of the politicians, so you don't get prosecuted for those things. Now, in my opinion, what she was doing, these Instagram posts, I think was really cool. I thought it was a really interesting thing to do. It just showed that she was very skilled, and that so many people believe that she had like 50 plastic surgery is just a testament to how good she was at this. It's a shame that this has happened. Hopefully, with some attention drawn to this case, perhaps she won't have to serve all 10 years. You know, we'll have to see what happens with that. But I'd like to know, what do you think about this? Specifically, what do you think about Angelina Jolie zombie version? Do you think she does a good job with her makeup? And secondly, do you have any thoughts about selective enforcement of the law? Let me know in the comments, and have an awesome day. Peace.